All right, welcome everybody. This is a collabo episode. I'm going to be fully on this. I'm hosting and also with my co-host of a podcast we do together. So I'm fully in this one. Though. I ain't as much as sitting in the background letting y'all sleep and Doja do y'all thing. I'm involved in this one. I'm in there here all the way. This is just posted with Everybody Loves an Aquarius. We are all together on this one. It's going to be a special one. This is going to be a good one. Doja, you did Dom's show.
Yeah.
So did Sleep.
Oh, Sleep, you did it too, right?
I did it too, man.
Yeah, Sleep told me that my sister and I put men in the blender.
That's true. He's right.
That's not true.
It's true.
I'll never do her show again.
Why?
Blended them up.
That is not true. What makes you can we just clarify this?
You was just on live. You were just on live. What, 10 minutes ago, talk about tying something up? Like, come on.
I was asked by the great Kelly Rowland, had I ever tied anybody up? And I did. So all I did was answer the question. But that doesn't mean that I put men in the blender.
Was he upset that you told that?
No, he's not upset that I told it. He's trying to say, oh, that didn't happen. I'm like, nigga, if you remember these other events.
So he straight up just denying it.
So he denied it, but then confirmed the other events around it. And I was like, okay, so listen, at the end of the day, I can't control what people lie about.
What's today?
But I know the truth. It's Drinko de Mayo.
Is it Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, and I'm sober.
But hey, what do they do on Cinco de Mayo? They make margaritas, right? And sometimes they be frozen. And them frozen ones, what they do with the ice? They put it in the blender.
In the blender. He brought it back around.
Shout out to all the Dojaites. I guess I don't know how many are left. The sleeper crew is
no slumber party, baby.
Slumber party.
That's what you call your fans. That's cute. That's cute. Sweet.
Slumber party,
but
baby.
Doja's lost his whole fan base within at least 2 months, right? Sleep.
They take the fan base. Between today's news and them falling like out of love with Doja, it's rough for them right now.
My Lord.
I
don't know why they don't love me. I have no idea. I come on here, I try to be honest, and they just.
But no, it's the first couple episodes.
Is it honesty or
I'm honest. You know.
He set them up. In the beginning, he was talking about women paying for dates and all kinds of stuff, and they was like, yeah.
Oh my God! Listen,
you one of those.
Hey, Sleep. They thought they found him a hero.
They got us another podcast hero. He wasn't the top. The top we're gonna talk about in a second. But they was like, hey, he's St. Louis version. But then that was just not really like that. And I knew that from go. And I knew that, and I was like, yeah. As the weeks go on, they don't realize the Doja.
Right. If you are communicating, you gotta have an understanding. Then there shouldn't be any. I just don't understand why this was such a thing. Like
you might get them back with this.
You went with it, and it was cool. It was a great vibe. Like I don't understand why this one left, but yeah, apparently I was just a dog ass nigga. I'm like, man, this is crazy, but it's all good.
But they like that. The Doja
I don't understand that.
So Doja, you went on a date and it did not go well, apparently.
Nah, it was a great date. It was a great date.
The date was
good.
So what happened between you going home and paying the bill?
We had an agreement. It was like, yo, she's paying for hers, I'm paying for mine. It was a cool deal. Like, I don't understand. Like before we even got to the restaurant, like it was discussed. So I'm really perplexed as to why I'm just this like, how you gonna do that? Like, what you mean? Like we had a whole conversation. Everything was groovy. Like we was having good time, laughing, talking, chopping it up. You know
was this the first episode? Was this our first episode?
First episode.
I think it was the first episode.
Was it? Hey man, time out. You set the boys up for failure.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not. You know what, Doja? I'm gonna have your back today.
I appreciate that.
Because homegirl set herself up for failure. A nigga tell me that we going Dutch.
Oh,
You know
my
where this
Lord.
bitch ain't going? On the date. That happened to me one time, and I was dating a guy, and we have been dating off and on for some years, and he hit me up to go on like a date or whatever, and it was gonna be like a lunch date. And then I had given him like a list of places that we could go because that was comparable between downtown where he was gonna be in my house. I was off. And he came back and was like, was we going Dutch? And I'm like, Dutch, double Dutch? I'm so confused. And he was like, yeah, like, let's go to Manuela, but are we going Dutch? I was like, nigga, it's $12 for a salad. That is average prices. I am not interested in splitting the bill with no man, just like I'm not interested in splitting the rent with no man. That is my roommate if we are splitting rent. So I wish you well and block.
And block. Boy got blocked. Listen, I get it. And I feel like, yeah, that was probably
blender. Blend them up, spit them
That's
out.
not a blender. That's happening. Listen,
I mean, it's a choice. That's real.
And thank you for allowing me to have my choice. A lot of people may not understand that, but I date myself a certain way. So when I add a physical body to that combination, they gotta fall in line.
Sure. And I mean, you have a choice, like, right? And if they don't want to fall in line, they choose otherwise, right? But I mean, I feel like it wasn't that deep only because we had talked about it. It was a whole conversation, and like it wasn't
done for a room to go.
It wasn't even an in-depth conversation. It was just literally like, yo, oh, that's what's up. You fuck with that restaurant? That's what's up. Let's try it out. All right, cool. I'll meet you there. But then it got blown up into the whole like, oh, what a man should do. Oh, what a man should do.
I will say I would hope that you would have paid the bill even though y'all discussed going Dutch. But that's me though.
Hey, I said the same thing. I was like,
I will say that, but you gotta, in his defense, he told her out the gate, maybe she thought he was joking, but I don't play like that.
I said the same thing. I was like, maybe she was like,
what's the subject we talking about, man? We finna start
again. Since we talking about anybody like that, we want to talk about the great Kevin Samuels allegedly is dead.
Oh, man.
Can we confirm that?
Yes, we can confirm
Revolt
that.
said it.
Yes, Kevin Samuels did pass away this morning. We believe it was cardiac arrest. He was complaining of chest pains to a woman that was in his house and then ultimately fell on top of her. I don't know what that meant, but yes, it has been confirmed by several people close to Kevin Samuels that unfortunately he suddenly passed away today.
Oh, okay.
Did y'all like my news report?
No, that was dope. That was great information.
Okay, good.
Okay,
I appreciate you, my
co-host.
Okay. I appreciate you.
Okay. Did he come and go in the same act? Is that what we're saying?
I cannot confirm. This is just the report. Okay. I am just reporting the news.
Yeah, so on a blog report that I saw, apparently like the place he was in wasn't really in his name. There's a lot of like, I don't know, a lot of questions in his whole like profile of who he really is and who he said he was. I mean, he's not here to show up for himself. But apparently, it was a nurse. She was taking care of him or helping him because he had been complaining of chest pains before. I do not know. I mean, the verdict is that he was having sex and he just caught one. And he just So I don't know if that's true. Obviously, time will tell. But yeah, I mean, it's just the ironic part is he was talking down about women like a lot, just even at profession of being a nurse. And the irony is that he fell into the arms of a woman that is a nurse. So I mean, it just kind of looks kind of like you're not really buying into what you're selling. So I guess you gotta take it for what it is.
He talking about this. If this is true, if that's how he died, knocking it down, he about to be the Tupac of them dudes, bro.
Yes. Oh my God.
His legend is gonna be.
Why is he legendary?
No, I don't think so. But I'm saying I know people who prescribe to his way of thinking. If he died in the act of that. And the way he talked bad about women and this, that, and the third, and high value man or whatever, that's gonna put him like they already about to be putting them on t-shirts and.
But I mean, does it look kind of sideways though? Because I remember that I forgot
it's
what it was.
It's two sides to every coin.
But he was talking bad about nurses. Like he was going in on nurses for some reason. I don't know what this whole thing with nurses was.
So peep game though. The people who don't like him are gonna, of course, hone in on that. But the people who do like him gonna be like, but she was still over there letting him beat.
Yeah.
No, it's two sides to that coin.
Got the hand up. I don't know who's supposed to.
Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's weird because I feel like there's this line happening here where it's like, Def kind of showed up on based on things that he said, and then there's the other version that's like, maybe he didn't, like at the end of the day, somebody still died. Yeah. So I feel like that's what I'm hearing on this conversation. But it's like, I think the takeaway from this is like Kevin Samuels is like my size, like, like our size. We're small people. And I think the conversation that we should be talking about is going to the doctor. Because if this nigga was complaining about chest pains and issues, why didn't you go to the doctor? Like, if this has been an ongoing thing, like I've been having headaches. I have an appointment with my doctor on Tuesday to get cleared to go see a neurologist. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like just staying on top of your shit. And I feel like that's what we need to talk about as Black people. Like, yes, maybe a lot of the things that he said could have been true, to some people, false to other, and we were all divided about the way that he spoke and relayed his messages. But like, nigga, our health is so important and you only get one life.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it may have been a point where you find out that all this flash and that he was, because obviously he was well dressed, you know what I'm saying, showed up, suit, tie, whatever. He may not have had all of that, like, you know what I'm saying, health insurance and whatever. Like, maybe that was the hired nurse that was supposed to be trying to take care of him. Again, stories are going to be stories, but I mean, definitely it's important, especially when you're hitting a certain age. My birthday is tomorrow, by the way. So you got to make sure that you're staying on top of your health. You said what?
Happy birthday. Go get a colonoscopy. Go get your heart checked out, your brain.
Facts. Young Doja.
That was not shade, Daryl.
Nah, shit. Hey, listen, man. If it's to get you better, then get that shit checked out. Jump away from it.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything.
You gestured.
I mean,
you gotta
know who you is. You gotta know who you is. It's all good. But
no, seriously, she makes a good point, man. I think Black women do a much better job of going to the doctor and getting themselves checked out when something going wrong. And Black men, we just be like, it'll be all right tomorrow. I'll take some NyQuil. Give me some 7-Up. Give me a Sprite. Give me a ginger ale. I'll be all right.
Speaking of the soup, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but no, seriously, man. Health is definitely wealth. So even if you did have all the money and all of that, if your health ain't right, that you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. So good point.
They couldn't even find a next of kin to call because the house that he was in, it wasn't even in his name. So it's like we don't even know who to contact for this guy. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like somebody of that status is gonna be a John Doe because nobody is there to know who he is or claim him for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just reveals a lot about like what's.
I mean, it don't matter about the money. You know how credit works. You know what I mean? Like that be the thing. It's like that he could have been living there, like you said, and been in somebody else's name because maybe his credit wasn't, like was subpar, or they were gonna charge him a certain rate. We all know how that goes. So it's just like, I mean, at this point, like I said, may he rest in peace. May he find comfort, happiness on the other side, whatever that looks like. And, like I said,
he's a high value man in heaven.
Don't do that, man. God.
He's a high value man in heaven.
Daryl, fuck. What?
Come on, man.
You are such an Aquarius. Like,
The high value
I was
man.
expecting that from me, but like, I'm just
Come
glad. I'm
on,
gonna say this. I'm
man.
gonna say this, and I'm be done with it. I am glad to know that I am not alone in this fight because I do shit like that.
I am so proud of you. I did not expect you to go that route. I was sitting over here like, look at her.
He's a high value man in heaven.
You
Like,
know,
it's-
death is an interesting.
Yeah, nobody wants somebody to
thing.
die though.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
like
man.
regardless of, I would say, would I had preferred him being a little canceled? Sure, but to be
No, I don't
canceled
want
out
him
of
to
this
get
life.
canceled. It's just funny he died within 2 years of popping off.
You know, but
He came in and came out.
But life is funny like that. And here's the crazy thing: like I was telling my homegirl earlier. I said, you know, whether you liked him or not, a lot of us knew who he was, and he left his mark on this world. And it makes you think about legacy, and what will your legacy be? And it might be people saying he was great.
He's going to be uplifted in that red pill community.
Oh my God. Let that man rest in peace. Like
No.
I am so tired.
He's a martyr now. He's gonna be a martyr for them. I'm serious.
Sleep.
Kyrie's a martyr.
Somebody got a t-shirt going up right now.
martyr.
Somebody's stitching a t-shirt right now.
Yo,
He will have t-shirts. Hey, while we on that topic though, real talk. We were supposed to record a couple nights ago, and kind of the people in our circle, a young lady that we were really close with, died suddenly. So R.I.P. Rest in heaven to Kelly Collette, man. You was dope people. Everybody in St. Louis love you. You was good people. Gone too soon. And talk about somebody here today, gone tomorrow. She was just kicking it. I saw pictures of her video hours before she passed away. And then next thing you know, gone. So cherish life while you have it.
Yeah.
Live it to the fullest. Man, tell people you love them. Take care of yourself, because you might not be able to, because like it could be over with. So seriously, just take care of your peoples, man. And I'm done. Back to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, no. Kevin, we gonna leave him. I mean, that's more. We get more details because Kevin Samuels was married 3 times or something, 2-3 times.
Yeah, he's
high value, baby.
It's like 3 times.
baby.
High value, baby. That means that's 3. If 3 different separate people was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this man to try it.
I'm the one. I'm the difference maker.
But women be like that though. They be like, they could change them. I could make them better. Like it'd be like that.
All right, let's jump in this Roe v. Wade, man. It's allegedly being turned back.
So it looks like
it's interesting that this is the first time ever that a Supreme Court ruling was leaked pre-time. Now it makes sense within our nature, the way we live now. Anything is possible. If Sleepy said literally, I want to slap Michael Jordan in the club, I gotta believe it at this point. Anything is possible now. That we didn't. The things
I would never even attempt that.
No, I'm talking about if you said you did. I would be like, you know what? I might be true.
You know.
This thing is well, go ahead. I'm sorry, Don. Go ahead, man.
We have a woman on.
Yeah. So I mean, so Roe v. Wade. You know, so basically, it's not striking down Roe v. Wade overall. Like, it's basically going to give it back to state rights,
state regulations,
which is some fuck shit.
A lot of shit in America is ghetto. I just want to start there. And if there is going to be a Middle Earth person, they be like, well, go back to Africa. Bitch, y'all should have never took me from Africa. So let's start there. I just feel like this. It's always so interesting how subscribing to the patriarchy always backfires. And what I mean by that is when we look at the numbers never lie to us. Every year when women vote, more so particularly white women, and I'm not just gonna put the blame on white women, because things like this have been in the making, they just don't happen overnight. This has been something that has been coming for a long time. And now it's like on the forefront. And I feel that it's always men that are trying to police women's bodies because they're freaks. Like, You know, think of how like a gynecologist came into play. It was a doctor exploiting a Black woman's body. And I think that it is time for the people in our generation to band together. We always talk about voting and how important voting is. And I believe that we have to band together and get these motherfuckers out. And what I mean by that is, and when we get in, we have to change the terms and conditions of these roles, because there's no way that you should be able to serve a life term as a judge, as a congressman, as a senator. You're outdated. So everything you're doing is Bible-based. That's what they say. But a lot of it is just about taking away rights from people. We're having the issue with the voting fraud and the way that they're illegally trying to, put things in place that make it difficult for, just Black and brown people to vote. But a lot of it too is like they get people, a lot of these conservative people get a lot of people involved because of the Bible, because of religious views. And we know the Bible has been one of the most controversial things to use to manipulate and control people. A lot of people just got to wake up. And I'm just tired of people just sitting back and complaining and not being proactive. This is how this shit has happened. And I'm sorry, I'm like, hey, I told you niggas, it just happened in France. Like when I was in France, they were having an election and none of the young people came out to vote, which is a common theme across the globe. And then we want to sit back and complain. But we're the one opportunity that we can use our voice or get people into these roles, we don't take advantage of them. We sit back and complain. So I really don't want to hear it. So here we are, Handmaid's Tale. What we going at this point? And I'm being honest, it's just like people are freaks. And whatever. I'm off my soapbox.
Okay. Hey, can I go next real quick?
Go ahead,
kind of piggyback. So, like as she was saying, this has been a long time coming. Ever since the case, conservatives have been, anytime they're in power, or anytime they have a majority in Congress or in the Senate or the House, they've been doing their job.
Yeah.
The best job they can to block, I guess, moderate and or progressive judges. They blocked Obama before he was out of office. And then when they are in office, they push and they push and they push and they get these people put in place.
And let's be clear, the Democrats fall in line. I'm not just gonna put it on the conservatives. It's the Dems. They also fall in line with this bullshit.
I have always said that the Democratic Party, it's of course, the lesser of two evils, but they soft as fuck. When Republicans are in power,
they need to get some people from the fucking north side up in that bitch.
When Republicans are in power, they run with the ball.
Yep.
Ain't no stopping them. This is what we want. This is what we doing. They don't care if it's Trump. Half of the motherfuckers can't stand Trump, but as long as Trump pushing them judges through and all that other shit, they will eat the bullshit that he does because he's still furthering their agenda. The Democratic Party is so fucking, it's a puzzle. You have the LGBTQ and this other letters, no disrespect intended. You got them folks. You got minorities, but minorities ain't all together because you got Hispanics, you got Blacks, you got the Asian community, you got this, you got that. And we are a loose coalition and we all have different goals. And when we get in power, you can't please everybody. So ultimately, nobody gets pleased and nothing fucking happens.
Yeah.
Republicans are fucking Republicans. They are fiscally conservative and most of them are Christian. And as long as certain shit get done, they don't give a fuck about the other bullshit. Trump can get up there and say all the bullshit in the world, but the judges he pushing, the judges that they like, and when he puts somebody on the Supreme Court to be nominated, they got on the bench. It happened. So this is something that's been it took decades to get here. But every time a Republican president was in power, from Reagan, shit before Reagan, but I'm gonna start with my lifetime. From Reagan to fucking Bush 1 to fucking Bush 2, they push their fucking agenda. And when Democrats are in power, they don't.
Yeah.
So young people, it's not just put Democrats in office. We got to put people in office that think like us. And I ain't even young no more. So if anybody younger than me listen to this shit, put people in office that think like you. In 82, Biden was ready to get rid of Roe v. Wade. Now he has changed his views, and it took time to do that. But you got to hold motherfuckers' feet to the fire, and we have not, as progressives, as moderates, whatever you want to call us, we have not, and here we are. That's how we got here.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think it's real scary when you get to the point like in modern day that it's just not even a secret anymore how you're trying to police a person's body and telling them, what they can and cannot do. I was having a conversation with a white guy. And I ain't gonna say, well, it's a person, but he's a white guy. But anyways, we were talking, and we were on the subject of Roe versus Wade, and I brought the subject. I was just like, I mean, the thing about it is, if there's a reason why a woman should have it, it's her body. Like, we can't control. You shouldn't be able to control what a woman does with her body. So we were going back and forth. Obviously, I wasn't going to be able to change his mind, and he wasn't changing mine. So I brought up the subject. I said, so, and I might have been out of line, but I was like, so you have a daughter, right? He was like, yeah. I said, so let me ask you. Something happens where she becomes pregnant, and she doesn't want that baby. How's that conversation go? And when I tell you, the look on his face was black as night. I mean, white guy, but I'm just saying that. Just
yeah, but his chase changed up.
He was like, I was just like, I should probably just leave. Is this where I just we got too real? Okay, cool, my fault. Because my thing is like, there's real situations where women are getting raped, and getting pregnant, and like, think about that logically. Like, you have a baby, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep the baby because I'll make it work. The baby ended up looking just like the person that rapes you. Not to mention the mental shit you go through. I cannot speak for a woman. I won't do that. But I'm just saying, like, the hormones, the emotions, the things that you went through to have this baby, and now it looks like the person who, you know what I'm saying? Like that I've never understood how that doesn't play into people's minds and be like, yeah, this is why this is some bullshit. But that's my take on it. I mean, just down to the gritty. As far as people voting, I don't think you get. I think Dominique, like, she spoke on it perfectly, that you can't simplify it anymore. Like, you have to know what you're voting for. I know some people that go to the voting stations, they just be like, hey, what you hey, cuz, what you voting for? All right, cool. I'm gonna do that. I remember I'm just as guilty because I know how in depth Sleepy is when it comes to like politics. I used to call this man and be like, oh, Sleep, what you vote for? Like, he was like, Doge, did you read what you? I was like, nah, I ain't read it. What's the one? What's page 3? Hey, what you vote for? You know what I'm saying? So I was just as bad, and I had to, like, really take a step back, because when you're seeing these judges and you're seeing these small ass municipalities with all this power, you're wondering, how the fuck did they get there? Because you didn't pay attention to when you could have made that change. That's why all these different, we're gonna march on this, we're gonna march on that, we're gonna, do this. It's never creating any traction because of the laws that are still in place. So,
Bro, Bob McCullough, the prosecutor here in St. Louis County, former, ran unopposed for years, and folks was just voting for him because he was a Democrat. He was so bad, Republicans weren't even running against him because he was doing everything that they wanted. That's fucking crazy. You need to know a judge's record. You need to, like, look into these people. And I'm gonna be real. I was having a conversation with somebody too, and they were like, well, the people just use protection more or wanted to have sex. And I'm like, yo, if y'all really cared about that, y'all would be putting more money into those things. But also, it's dudes out here. I didn't know this was a thing because I never would have thought to do this. If I only have one child, don't got a bunch. I just put that out there. Only got one kid. No. I'm just saying. I'm 41.
Dang.
Dudes be sneaking the rubber up.
Yeah.
It's called ghosting, right?
Yeah,
bro.
And that's assault. That is sexually. That is assault, ladies. Like, if that happens to you, and you can press charges against that person because they did not have consent to do that. That is what happened. You saw what happened, and I may destroy you. That is a real thing that does happen.
That's crazy. Like y'all in a position where she ain't paying no attention, or you're doing some. I mean, sex be wild now. Y'all doing some crazy shit where she can't see what the fuck you doing, and a dude will straight slide it off and busting her. And I'm like, what? Dog, that's freaking. That has never crossed my mind. That's the goofiest shit I ever heard in my life. You niggas is trifling doing that shit, bro. Something fucking wrong with y'all.
But I mean, again, it goes back again.
That's a form of rape to me, bro.
It is. It is rape.
Like,
it is classified. Like I said, it is classified under that same category.
And a woman should be penalized for that. Like her choice was taken away from her when dude did that, and for you to try to police and dictate her body when dude ain't finna have nothing to do with the child and her anyway. He already scummy. He ain't finna just step up, be a great dad all of a sudden. No, like you did that, bruh. But now she got to be penalized. If you can, Republicans love fucking babies, but they hate kids because you care about the baby when it's in her stomach so much that you want her to have an abortion. But when kids are fucking born, you don't want to give them healthy food. You don't want them to give them access to medicine. You don't want to like do shit to help the kid grow up to be a successful person because you hoping that motherfucker is a bad kid and gets caught in the prison system so he can make y'all some more money. Y'all ain't fucking shit. I hope y'all see this. I fucking hate you.
It's deeper than that.
Huh?
A lot.
Bro, I hate the
Republicans are scared that white people are going to.
It ain't just them, though.
No, real talk. A lot of these Republicans are scared that white people are going to become extinct.
Bro,
that's the.
But y'all saw what Time magazine about 10. Well, when I first moved to LA, Time magazine had an article, and the person might have it was like clearly a computer generated person, but the person was pretty much they were like the average person, what they would look like in 2050, and it was a mixed person. It was a girl, kind of like sandy blonde, brown hair, light eyes, wide mouth, kind of, and that is something that happened. It's
gonna be more mixed kids too.
It's gonna be hella.
They're gonna look like Nick Cannon kids. They're gonna look a whole bunch of Nick Cannon kids running around.
Yep. And this, never mind. I don't even want to stay there because like I have an issue that none of his kids are fully Black. And I know y'all be talking about that 2-drop rules bullshit. No, I understand. I understand.
They still gonna get treated. They're gonna get treated like Black people though.
So while I understand that, but like, no, like you're not whole. Like
pure white different. People not gonna treat them white. So I mean, shit, they Black. They gonna get treated like, they gonna get treated like niggas. They gonna get treated like niggas at the end of the day.
We shall see. But
mixed people.
And I also think what he is also doing is very irresponsible. And I understand that Cannon is a multimillionaire, but what I think he is doing is socially irresponsible.
Yes,
I don't disagree with that at all. But yeah, I don't disagree with just fathering a bunch of kids and you're not really financially in that life, but you're not.
Y'all think that the government start making men get vasectomies and everything too?
Yeah. Listen, my mom is a juvenile attorney, and there's the horror stories that I hear in general about kids getting caught up in the system and the things that happen. Even more so recently, how Atlanta's put a spotlight on some of the things that happened, and that actually, in that episode had a happy ending, but in real life that did not have a happy ending, where those 2 women adopted those Black kids and they drove off a cliff
in Oregon, yeah, or California, yeah.
And
that was sad.
The system needs to be broken. I'm gonna just say that here, and I am not afraid to say that or ashamed to say this. So when I'm like famous, and y'all pull this up, I'm not apologizing for this. The system needs to be broken in order to be fixed. And I don't know what that looks like. But it's a lot of people failing kids. It's a lot of people. I do believe that, a vasectomy, a guy just said that on his insurance, a vasectomy costs $25. He just found that out. And I think we it's easier for men and people to put rules in place for women because it's about shaming women. And I feel like men, not all men, a lot of men look at us just as vessels. We're not respected, we're not protected, because it's always, don't wear that. You shouldn't have wore that. Maybe this person wouldn't have catcalled you. Maybe this person wouldn't have raped you and all this stuff. Well, how about that motherfucker could have kept his dick in his pants? That's easier. And nobody, a lot of people don't hold their homeboys accountable. They don't, because when they do, it comes with, man, you just trying to fuck and blah, blah. No, it don't be, no, wrong is wrong. At the end of the day, wrong is wrong. And I think a lot of people have to start holding their homeboys accountable and stop fucking with them. Like, I'm not cool with people that don't take care of their fucking kids. I got homeboys like that. But there's some people that turn the other cheek and don't look at it. What we got to kick it for? What we got to talk about? You ain't taking care of your fucking kids. We can't kick it. You can't be on the boat. Like, nah. I'm just saying, because in my life, I'm, because I'm gonna have a yacht and I'm gonna have, a private jet. So
I support that. Hey, listen, I support that. I am 100% blessed to say, and I'm proud to say that I don't have any bums in my circle. When I say bums, I'm not talking about the amount of money in their pocket. No deadbeats in my circle. We all are present. We all are taking care of our kids, whether we with our baby mothers, ex-wives, whatever. The kids know who their fathers are. We are there, not just financially. We're not just cutting checks, but niggas are present in their kids' lives, and that makes me happy. Now, I can't speak for every group, in the world, but my circle, and I got a nice size circle. We ain't really got no bums in it, and I'm supremely proud of that, because I don't want you hanging around me, because I'm guilty by association. If you a bum and I'm hanging with you, you automatically, people think, oh, well, he a bum too.
Yep.
No. I got enough shit.
People still think like that. People still think like that.
I got enough shit already that I done myself. I don't need your shit on me, bro. Like, I'm good. Listen, ain't nobody on this earth perfect. We know I've done some dumb shit or whatever. Like, we ain't my hands ain't clean. I can wash them all day. Still a little dirt on. But that dirt ain't on me. Like, I ain't got time for that shit. I'm good.
All right, let's get into a little NBA talk. Give y'all 5-10 minutes of this NBA talk. NBA playoffs are happening. What y'all got? Who y'all got in y'all finals? Real quick.
I still got the Suns and the Bucks. I got the same two teams.
Doja, who you got?
Nah, bro. I'm fucking with the. I don't like Chris Paul, bro. I'm not a fan.
What for Chris? A lot of people hate Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is that manager that's gonna make you like redo stuff and everything. He's that extra manager.
I'm not a fan, bro. Like,
you all know that manager.
My thing is Chris Paul's been popping a lot of shit lately, and that's cool. I mean, you got a squad with you to do that, but let's just remember them years that you didn't have that squad. And you was real humble, so I don't know, man. But again,
I don't think he's ever been humble. I don't think Chris Paul's ever been humble. I think
Phoenix is scary. I mean, because watching how they played against the Mavericks last night, the Mavericks was playing pretty hard, pretty physical. They went up about about 8-9 points. But just like that, Devin Booker hits a three, Campaign hits a three, Crowder hits a three, and then before you know it, just they up by like 6. So like that transition game is important. But I don't see. I mean that. If it's going to end up being, I can't even say it's going to be the Golden State Warriors, because, Memphis giving them problems. But if you say it's going to be Phoenix and the Bucks, I don't see nobody stopping Giannis. My man, 7-2 and running just coast to coast with it. STLR.
Do you think Middleton going to come back? We think they'll be good? Y'all think he out?
He done.
I think Middleton will be back before the finals. If his injury is what they say it is, he'll be back before the finals.
I know one thing. I mean, if the Celtics play like they've been playing in the rest of the series, that might cause a difference.
I put it to you like this.
Go ahead.
No.
Listen, again, I just want to say this. I am a spectator. I am not an analyst. Do not come into my mentions, say anything. I would love for the Celtics to beat the Bucks. And here is why. I like to be entertained. And I feel like, yes, we know the Bucks, they are a very solid team, but it's kind of like watching the Spurs. It's kind of boring. It's great. We know they have great athleticism, but it's like, we know what we're kind of gonna get. And I kind of want something, I want drama, bring the drama. I want spectacle. And I know I'm gonna get that with the Celtics. I know I'm gonna get that, definitely get that with Golden State.
Yeah.
And I know I'm gonna get it with the Suns. Watching the Bucks, you know,
I mean,
like,
you know where the offense is going. When you got the thing about what's exciting about, and that's a good point. I think what's exciting about Phoenix is you don't know where the offense could come from, because legit,
right.
like Chris Paul was quiet as fuck in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden Devin Booker came alive. After Devin Booker came alive, then you had Campaign come alive. Like there was a bunch of different weapons, even off the bench, that was like doing shit. So like their whole team is stacked. Then you got the Celtics. I mean, it's STL, Jason Tatum. I mean, you got to go for the hometown kid, right?
Yeah, I
you know
mean,
what I'm saying? Jaylen Brown is nice. You got Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. Al Horford. You got a bunch of killers on that squad. But I mean, the deepest bench in the playoffs right now would have to go to the Suns. I mean, we haven't even talked about Miami and Philadelphia, because I just don't think nobody really believes in Miami. I mean, granted, they got a spot.
I would like to see them get, like, I love Jimmy Butler.
He's so random.
But it's like,
don't do that.
yeah, I'm
Butler,
like, I really
man,
enjoy
like,
watching Jimmy Butler, but I don't think that I know if they met the Suns, it might be a little difficult for them to get the win, like to take it all.
I mean, the thing about it is Miami has a deep bench, but they don't use their bench as much as Phoenix does. Phoenix, Monty Williams, and shout out to the black coaches that are
black coaches, baby.
In the NBA playoffs, that's dope as fuck. Jason Kidd, Monty Williams. Who else? Is that it? No, is that it? Damn, is that it? No, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is in there.
Dude, the Celtics coach is black too.
Yeah. Shout out to Neil Long.
Like, I'm like, there's plenty of black coaches.
Look, I always told them Boston was gonna be good. As soon as he walked into the building, he just said, "My wife is Neil Long." You're gonna trust him.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, I also
immediately, like, I need to find out how he got her. At the minimum, I'm gonna listen to what you gotta say.
Here's the funny thing. I also, when we were talking about the 76ers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it crazy that James Harden is still in the playoffs and KD and Russell Westbrook are not? I think about that.
We didn't talk about that.
I think about that every day. I think about that every day. And that is no shade to any of them. But I'm like, yo, how the fuck? And here Harden is showing up as his true self.
This my thing on the card. James Harden played the cards and he lost, in the sense of, like, he lost that step, right? So because he wanted out of Houston, he came up, showed overweight, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we gonna send you to Brooklyn. Okay, now I'm gonna lose all this weight. The thing about it is, even when you lose weight, your body still has to react to all these different changes. So you can't be the same player you were.
You need to be in the gym and not the strip club in the off season, okay?
I mean,
I think we just really need to start there.
He's spending that Adidas money.
Y'all about to make me defend Harden, and I hate that. How old is Harden now, man?
Okay, but
no. Like I saw
LeBron is older, and I get that they are not the same. I'm not the person that does the comparisons.
LeBron is different. He's better than everybody in his class too. But I saw when Kobe stopped being Kobe. I saw when the Lakers went up against Golden State, and it was nothing that they could do. And you could tell that Durant was on the up and Kobe was on the down. Like, I saw Jordan pass Magic. Like, I've seen this. Harden was the MVP.
You 41.
Was Harden the MVP, 5-6 years ago?
No, Harden was MVP, I think, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago? You sure that
because Russell Westbrook was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, no. Harden was the MVP a while ago. Now, like, it's been a minute. It's been 3 years ago was Westbrook and the triple doubles and all that.
via
2018,
via-
Harden was MVP 2018.
Oh
So
yeah, that
4
was a
years
couple
ago.
years. Okay.
So 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Yep, 4 years ago.
A lot can change in 4 years, bro. Like
that's
we
true.
seeing Tatum and Booker and Ja Morant, and we seeing this next generation of guys ascend. And I hate to say it, we may be seeing that other generation of guys, the Durants, the Kyries, the Hardens, like we're seeing them the tail end of their prime. I ain't saying they out their prime, but it's about done. Like it's
I
new.
think
It's new guys now.
I think it's more so that you see it in the effect of like not being able to break away. So the thing about what made James Harden so nasty, that boy could dance on a dime. You feel what I'm saying? Like dance on the dime and put that tray ball in your face. He had to put the ball on a yo-yo. But the problem is when you can't dance no more, you got to actually do point guard shit. And I mean,
Yeah.
he was doing it in Brooklyn, and then I think like he felt he just bought into it. And you got
look at Westbrook. Look at Westbrook. He was
So-
MVP a few seasons ago. Look at Westbrook. A few seasons ago.
Okay, hold on. No,
This ain't-
let's be clear. Let's be very clear. He has been playing the same. It's just now people want to talk about it because he's on the
just not
Lakers.
hitting. He's not hitting shots though at all.
He ain't been
Like,
hitting shots in OKC, and I can say that as someone that was an OKC fan. We've been so that's why we saying like, oh, y'all new to this.
Westbrook had a way more of a green light. Well, I ain't gonna say he don't got a green light now. I'm just saying like he didn't think as much at OKC, and I think that because he has these weapons, for some reason, you see him actually still going fast, but he's thinking, and it's just like, what the fuck you thinking about? Toss that motherfucker in the air and just somebody catch a lob. Like, stop shooting the fucking ball. Like, out of the
hey, we
fucking
tripping.
backboard. Twice
We
in one
supposed to be
game,
laughing
dog.
at we supposed to be laughing at KD and Kyrie. So
Fucking
let me laugh at
Lakers,
them real
man,
quick.
like, sorry, dog.
I have a question now, and this is
Kyrie.
now Cuffs, the legend. Someone was saying that.
Oh, you said Cuffs? Oh, look, the dude off Twitter.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He was saying, or I don't know if he posted something, or if he was saying it in the lines of, in order for all of this to make sense and you know all be right with the world, is that Durant would need to go back to OKC and be with Westbrook, and then that Kyrie would have to team back up with LeBron in order for things to be right.
I think. I honestly, I don't even say that. Durant's gonna have to swallow his pride and go back to Golden State.
That's how I feel. Okay, so I was saying that as well. I might, or he could go back to Golden State.
Because Steph was the Batman of that team. Steph got the double teams. KD was by himself just shooting. Those that got mad at me, those that got very upset with me when I said this.
But are we going to discredit his contributions? Like, I feel like
No.
he kind of carried them. I'm not gonna say he carried them, but he made a solid contribution.
When no one's guarding you because you got to double Steph and Clay, you're gonna get the shots. I've seen so many videos of them in the regular season and playoffs where they get Steph as he crosses the half court line. It's two people running toward him, and Durant. They pass it to Draymond, and now everybody's scrambling, and then Durant's wide open, and he just gets the shot. Now Durant gets the double team, and he's like, "Why are they doubling? Because you had Steph at first."
But you know what? Here's the thing: is that I feel like they will forget that he was there because he was getting double teamed a lot when he was in OKC. He would get locked up sometimes.
Oh, of course, because again. OKC, he was the Batman, but he went to Steph's team, where Steph demands the respect.
Okay,
he was a unanimous MVP. You doubling Steph? Steph shoot the ball from over there. You shoot the ball from Wabba.
He shoot the ball from over there.
No, I'm saying like, and when you don't have that pressure, you play a little more free. I mean, in anything, when the pressure's not all on you. It's just free and clear.
Okay.
Kyrie, shined in Cleveland when LeBron went there. Shined. Mind you, didn't shine before LeBron got there, and really ain't shined after.
You know,
Kyrie
here's the
ain't
thing:
nothing.
is that
Hold on, let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this real quick. Kyrie ain't nothing but fancy fucking dribbles and lottery picks. That's all fuck Kyrie gonna get you. He gonna give you a sports center highlight, but they gonna lose the damn game, and you're gonna get a lottery pick because he ain't a leader. He ain't a leader.
Oh no, I'm not contesting you on this. I was just gonna say,
and now Durant stuck. Durant like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's either he leaving or they gonna have to. He like in order for me to say, yeah, I gotta get rid of him. I feel like that
Durant
might be the thing.
How long is his contract? Durant is signed for at least another 2 years.
I think that was only a 2-year contract. Did he sign an extension?
No. So it's a 2 years. So yeah. So that he signed for 2 more years. So basically,
he did
24. He's up here at 24.
Why the fuck did he?
So they all
because this is
Kyrie can leave.
This is my thing. At some point, Durant gonna have to hold Kyrie accountable because Kyrie came to him, and I don't know why this wasn't tampering, but I guess it is what it is. Kyrie came to him. It was on live television, right? Talking to him in the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? They got 2 Mets contracts. We could buy. Let's go to Brooklyn. Cool.
Kyrie's too busy eating bean pies.
Listen,
and it just doesn't matter, and not wearing condoms and whatnot, and thinking the earth is fucking flat. Because here's the thing, it's like also what's happening, like you said, like it's about accountability. And I saw something where he recently said, oh, I feel like I let the city of Brooklyn down, whoop, whoop, whoop. Nigga, all you had to do was get a fucking shot. Yeah, you let everybody down. We were all rooting for you. It's like that Tyra fucking Banks meme. And it's like, then
I wasn't rooting for you, nigga. I knew what you was gonna do.
Listen, but here's the thing. Also, it which kind of makes me think about like when we think about people's roles and positions, and I always go back to the year that OKC lost to Miami and could have came back that next year. I think they would have had it together enough and would have came back stronger and would have beat them had they stayed together. But I always say that everybody can't be a star. And what I mean by that is like had, you know, James Harden been content with like where he was and what he was contributing. Yes, he was the 6th man, but I just feel like a lot of times, like, I think that was something they all say, like that was like the biggest mistake of that upcoming season, allowing James Harden to leave, to go to another team. And I look at Kyrie Irving like that. It's like, you know, you talk a good game, but it's like, you don't back it up. And I was just like, I'm not impressed. Yeah, like I'm not impressed at all. Yeah. So what are we talking about? It's just like
fancy dribbles and lottery picks.
And for real, and like I told Cups, I was like, yo, like for real, I don't think this nigga want to be in the league at all. I know how when I look at people like that, the behavior that he displays is somebody that is fed up of their fucking job.
I think his actions got to back up.
KD was Harrison Barnes. He was Harrison Barnes with a jumper. And now we see how he leading the team to get swept in the first round. Harrison Barnes with a jumper.
Still fucking wild. When that shit happened that last
and ashy ankles.
Why do y'all let this man talk about basketball? I don't understand. It's all good.
Nappy hair.
I feel like
nappy hair and ashy. What KD do to you?
Nothing.
I ain't looking at you, Aldoja. I'm looking at.
No, I know. Hey man.
Harrison Barnes with a jumper.
All right.
The sleep. What's it called? The sleep team. Yo. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Y'all can win on him.
Finally, Dave Chappelle.
KD is Harrison Barnes with a jumper. You right.
When he played for Golden State.
You so right. Harrison Barnes with a jumper. Bruh,
we can do a bonus episode. Daryl is ready to move on to the next subject.
Come on. Hey, Daryl, before you go to the next, you know how I know he was that? Draymond told Kevin Durant, we were champions before you got here. Nigga, we don't need you. I didn't say that. An NBA player said that. So that lets you know how the niggas felt about him.
What's the next
subject? That lets you know how the niggas felt about him.
Oh my goodness.
And now you can't come back. You can't come back. It's the truth.
Disrespectful.
Talk to Draymond. Draymond said it.
When you get a nigga that calls the Lakers Cavs West, it's fucking disrespectful.
Draymond said it. So what? So
still,
Draymond told that nigga he was a bitch ass nigga, and we were champions before you, and we don't need you. Leave, nigga, leave. And guess who got a chance to go into the finals? Golden State. Guess who got swept in the first round? Kevin Durant. Looks like Draymond was right.
Aren't you a Cavs fan?
Y'all not about to get me cussed out. Anyway,
that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do.
Oh, wait, are you a Lakers fan or you with the Lakers fan? You know what I'm saying?
Are you a Lakers
is it
fan?
Uchi Wally Wally or is it one Mic? Is it black girl lost a shorty? Are you?
Time out.
Are you on the West Coast or the East Coast? Are you with Brian or are you with Cleveland? Which one you doing, dog? You gotta make
whoa, how did I get thrown in the middle? I am quiet and ready to go on to the next subject. It is 9:30 and I have to wash my face and get ready for bed. You are upset.
Me and Sleepy been having this basketball debate. Fucking, it's been shit.
Listen, like I told you, I am a spectator. I cannot give you numbers or facts. I just know what I see and what I feel.
You gave a great rendition. And that's why Sleepy had to start explaining shit, because you explaining something, Sleepy had to be like, hey, well, this is where I was, because wow, guess what? She saw the same bullshit. Okay, so you either going with LeBron or you going with Cleveland. If you stand in Cleveland, stay in Cleveland. Okay, we don't need.
I know this about Sleepy, that he is in Ohio. He is a Cavs fan. It is a family legacy.
Exactly.
And
I am a Cavaliers fan.
He is a Cavaliers fan. Hey, Kevin Love is back, right? Was he back playing this year?
He almost got 6 Man of the Year. Yes, he was back. He
okay. I remember a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry, D.
Hey, D.
All the little kids with something lives go.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
If Dozier's such a Lakers fan, why is he defending Kevin Durant so hard?
Because Kevin Katie is like one of the greatest players of all time. Okay.
Wait. Along Dozier.
Are you fucking serious?
Dozier. Along.
Girl, what's the next subject?
No. Come out. I'm gonna rest my case in a second. So if he can respect Kevin Durant and be a Lakers fan, wouldn't it be possible for me to like LeBron James and the Cavaliers?
No. Because I know what
you mean, no?
I know what you're trying to do.
He's saying you sound like OKC when they still hate Kevin Durant because he left.
Yeah, I don't hate LeBron James because he left. I still support him. So I rest my case.
So wait, did you support him when he went to Miami?
I did not.
Next subject.
Okay. So
next subject.
No. He came back to Cleveland and won us a championship, and then he left again. So he came back and got us a ring.
And so when he went and left for West Coast, you went with him too, but you kept your house in Cleveland, but you went on a plane to LA?
I can afford to take a flight. Okay, it's that simple.
Next subject, please.
All right, last subject. Dave Chappelle gets into a kerfuffle with someone trying to tackle him on stage. And the brother that fought him ended up coming out with 2 left hands and 2 left arms. Looking like an action figure that was missing.
I just want to read.
Will Smith go get y'all fucked up.
So I told one of my comedy homeboys that. I said, what is that called? Don't let Will Smith get you fucked up.
Don't let Will Smith get y'all fucked up out here.
Don't let Will Smith get your ass beat. That's what people say about Twitter.
And YouTubers and shit like that, and walking up with your phone and watch this, y'all. I'm about to. He got his ass stomped. They ATL stomped on that man's head. That boy head was a basketball for like 3 seconds.
Like that was like a free ass whooping too, though. Like that was like one that you knew that you had no repercussions. That like even if you came in and like a couple people came in and kicked him, there was no repercussions because everything that he did was on video.
Yeah, they did a C-walk dance on that man's body, dog. Yeah. Then they ATL stomped his ass.
Oh. I am very happy that dude got whooped.
Facts.
But comedians got to realize this ain't the old days. Somebody gonna get their ass whooped too. It's gonna be a comedian that's gonna get it.
It's gonna maxi put a pinch on comedians with certain because you have to pay for security, dog. When you going
like you're not gonna be able to just get on stage and just like this generation of niggas don't care. I've now learned that this generation of niggas do not care. So
anything for clout.
If you gonna be on stage saying things about groups of people or saying things about a certain people like Joan and this shit like that, you gotta. This ain't the old days when niggas gonna laugh it off and be like, okay, like
you
these
got
niggas
me,
don't care. Yeah, like these niggas will run up on you when this shit over with. They will catch you later.
And then put that shit on World Star.
Exactly.
Here's the weird thing, I think, and I don't mean to cut you off, is
you good?
I think what is not being talked about is how common this is in that industry. We're just used to seeing it on a smaller scale because you think of a comedy show and it's not being broadcasted everywhere for real, but we've seen it happen prior to Will Smith going up on the stage. Like I believe this happened to DC Young Fly, and I have a lot of friends in that industry that consistently, yes, they talk about, you know, in different interviews, the crazy things that happen to them as they are performing. You know, you might have the person that's the heckler, and then you start getting a heckler, and then the heckler is like, I'm gonna whoop your ass, and they come up to the stage, like this is common, or they follow you, like, you know, they might get kicked out and they're waiting on you after you get out the show, and security got to escort you out to your car. Because you got to think a lot of these places, especially if it's around, you know, like a certain area where you live, like you drive it into that joint, like it's nothing. So it's a way of life. And I think that, you know, I know some of my friends, like prior to the Chris Rock, Will Smith debacle, they started to travel with security because people would get rowdy and you know, rowdy with each other, just, you know, depending on the space that you in. We know how shit go. We from the hood. So you could be an innocent bystander in something. And so it's one of those things where it kind of comes with the territory. Like we know we just saw some the other night at a private show. And I had to tell my homeboy, like, yo, like, why the fuck you say that shit? Like, you made it fucking awkward and woo, like, nah, like, you know what I mean? And so I believe that, like, people forget that a comedian's job is entertainment. I am supposed to crack jokes. I'm supposed to make you think. I'm in an industry where something that I might say causes controversy. And I think, you know, this is a question that I asked one of my comedian homegirl. I asked her, I said, hey, do you think that woke culture has shifted comedy? You know, like, because I feel like every way we turn, it's cancel somebody, they said this and they said that. But is it that what they're saying are really fucked up, or is it invoking like you to think?
That's a good question.
And in the case of Dave Chappelle, you know, a lot of motherfuckers don't fuck with him like that. Now, and I'm not saying in the comedy industry, I mean like as spectators, like, you know, day to day, you know, us consumers. And not saying that somebody running up on him was wrong or right, because it definitely was fucked up, like it was wrong. But it's also like, words mean things. And I think that's the one thing that we sometimes forget, like, but I also the type of bitch that if you say some shit that I don't like, it's like Tory Lanez, I don't have to stream your music no more. The baby, I ain't got to stream your music no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not buying a ticket to your show to go and heckle you and make some shit miserable or try to attack you. Like, no, you deserve to get your ass beat. And I still think it's crazy, as many niggas as I saw that was up on that stage, allow him to even get that close. They should have been on that nigga before he even got to Dave. But that's me.
I agree. Cat Williams said something in an interview last year that kind of resonated with me. He said, if you have to attack a person or attack a group in your joke, that shit ain't necessarily funny. Yeah. You should be able to make people think without cutting them down.
Yep.
And I was surprised to see Cat Williams, I paraphrase that, but I was surprised to see him say that.
Yeah.
And he was
Cat
like,
Williams got his ass beat a couple of times. And
yeah,
it beat some broken.
He got ran on by that, yeah.
No, but And he said that following the Dave Chappelle situation, he was like, if you say a joke and a whole group of people say that, hey, that impacts me, you probably shouldn't say that shit. Because he was like, if it was a joke about niggas and a whole bunch of a white dude said that shit and we got upset, we'll feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
But we just feel like because we niggas, we special.
Yeah.
But we can say shit about everybody else.
That's
and
real.
I was like, and I didn't think like that at first. I was like, damn. Because I remember Kramer from Seinfeld when he did that nigga shit?
Yeah, when he did, we had y'all used to hang in the trees and shit.
We wasn't paying to go see Kramer. Like we wasn't we would never be in that room to see Kramer. But niggas was upset. Like we were upset. Like how dare he say some shit?
Well, I think people was upset with Kramer because niggas love Seinfeld so much, and we kind of we make them black adjacent, but we forget.
But
like I see that happen far too often.
But we wasn't paying for his shows. Like we wasn't gonna be going to the Kramer show. Like we wasn't in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
He popped up on us.
Yeah. Yeah. It surprised us. And I don't think Dave Chappelle is intentionally, I hope, trying to antagonize a group. But even after he got ran up on, he still made a line, oh, that must be a trans man. And I'm just like, bruh, them trans people ain't got shit to do with this motherfucker running on stage. Like, why are you even, like, why? Why?
And what he's doing is actually, to me, like I said, I'm not saying that Dave Chappelle has always been right. Like I just told you, what he has said has been wrong, but it's also dangerous. And so when I mean dangerous is when you have a particular marginalized group of people getting killed at an alarming rate just for being them. Shit, Reggie Bullock brother, that happened to his brother, his sibling. That happened to his sibling. And me having a friend that just had a party where they were able to celebrate their true self. And having friends that are in the LGBTQ, an A+ community, and my friend just going to get some hot sauce, like literally like when I say catty corner, it's legit, maybe 200 feet from his front door to go get a hot sauce at the store, and someone just decides because he's Black and gay that I'm gonna jump on that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My friend beat the hell out of that nigga that was 6-something. but it's certain things that like my friends in that community are constantly on my mind because I know how hateful and spiteful people are, and not allowing them just to be them. And so that's what I mean. Dave Chappelle is doing something that's kind of dangerous. And I think what's fucked up is that it's nobody in his circle holding him accountable.
There are situations where I can be okay with this person going on stage and getting his ass whooped because that didn't bother me at all.
No,
but I'm not okay with 10 seconds after that, Dave Chappelle making a joke that must be a trans man.
Yeah,
because that's fucked up. Two things can be fucked up. Two things can be equally fucked up, and I don't think Black folks that I know are even talking about that line.
Yep.
Like I don't even mind Chris Rock saying that was that Will Smith. Like that's hilarious.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock took the flashlight off of Dave Chappelle's line. But I was like, damn, Dave. What? Like he could have just been on to whip your ass because he don't like you, nigga. Like that's like why? Like why would you include a group of people into some shit that? And I know it's just a joke, blah 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 blah. But no, words do matter, like you said.
Words do matter, and sometimes I feel like when people focus on one thing for too long, or it's always they always got something to say. I'm like, so what repressed feelings are you having? I think a lot of things go back to that, like. Were you attracted to somebody? Because it's just like as stuff came out about, like the Will and Jada situation and Chris Rock and somebody, saying, hey, like, low key, that nigga shot his shot and she turned that nigga down. Like back in the day. And I was like, I peeped that a long time ago. I was like, yo, he always kind of got something to say about Jada Smith. Like, do he like her? Like that's how, because it felt like a kid.
Yeah, that wasn't his first time saying shit about her. This wasn't his first time at all.
Right, and so regardless of whatever, when they switched that camera, whatever the fuck Jada said to him or whatever that made him react, who knows? And like I said, still weird to me. The whole thing was, I don't know, you know, like we don't know what's real or fake today. But like I said, to me, it's like, okay, when are we gonna have the conversation as Black people that are accepting of different, you know, people, you know, like people of different sexualities and things that we might not identify with, but when does protection come into play? Because like I said, again, trans people are getting killed at an alarming rate, just, you know, comparable, and I know Black women get killed more, but it's just like, it's getting up there. And so it's like, okay, when are we gonna talk about looking out for each other as a whole?
No, that's real. I just feel like as we get older, we supposed to grow. 25-year-old me said all kind of shit that 40-year-old me would never say.
Right.
We supposed to grow. Dave Chappelle too old to be doing this shit to me. Like this some shit that should have been going on in like 2003,
right.
in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's like real.
As artists, we supposed to grow with the times. Eddie Murphy not gonna do Eddie Murphy Raw today. He just not. He can't. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
Not only he cannot, but he also has children, and things in his life have changed him.
Yeah.
As we grow older, we supposed to change. And I feel like I don't think Dave Chappelle's changing. And that's no diss to Dave. If that's your lane and you're gonna stick to that, that's cool. But I've watched people change. And I just feel like Dave Chappelle is still Dave Chappelle. And if that's what works for him, that's cool. But at some point you gotta grow.
It's like you said, I asked a buddy, Ryan Davis, great comedian. If you don't know who Ryan Davis is, please check him out. He is fucking funny. And I asked him that question as well. And he was saying, I know how to say stuff. The cool thing about my comedy is, like you said, there's things that you can get away with based on the delivery and how it comes out and how you write the joke, where it does not come out as an attack. But that takes that's a certain type of person. Like your mind works a different type of way.
That's true.
And it is like you said, I feel like certain things are becoming repetitive, and just because a lot of niggas be groupies, let's just say that. And a lot of people, and I feel like I had this conversation with Doja like offline. I tell my niggas that, I tell my homegirls that I live in LA. I see a lot of shit. I witness, you know, and I've been in a lot of environments. Niggas be bigger groupies than bitches. And so it goes back to the same thing about, hey, nigga, if you a deadbeat, I'm not finna be it. So if it's certain things that you know you believe in and that you stand up for, and you know it's wrong, don't sit there and just be quiet and don't say nothing. If that's not aligned with you, I'm a big person about alignment. You can't fuck with that person. If that person is not gonna accept that conversation, just like never mind, let me get off my soapbox again. But I think it's time for niggas to start having real conversations with each other. Like, there are a lot of people that can get certain jokes off, and if you can't get it off in a creative way where you're not like bringing down an entire creed of people, it's just like, I probably shouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm with you.
But a lot of people clout chase, just like the dude who ran up on the stage, reposting a picture of his arm, cracking the jokes, him sneaking in the fake gun with the knife inside. Still doesn't make sense how he got that through security.
Like,
but it's like, nigga, like Dave Chappelle, you're not gonna crack a joke about Usher and giving niggas herpes.
Because he respect Usher.
Like, so you like, and I'm not trying to be a dick or like put people, that's out there. I didn't spill tea. That was everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, but he was also at that show yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was hella people, nobody. So you're not gonna do that, but you're willing. The jokes write themselves. I mean, everybody said to let it burn, Gerald, but still. But you would rather make crack and then pull the white card. I got trans friends.
Yeah, you know, I hate that shit. I got black friends shit. Yeah. Can't stand it.
Like, what?
Can't.
And like I said, like, it's just different for me having people in the community that I know, love, and respect, and I celebrate with all the time. But like I said, it's different.
Man, you know what? I know we got to cut this short soon.
Yeah,
There's so many
I'm
fucking
going to wrap
topics
it
I
up.
can-
Go ahead, sleep.
No. I like, bro. We ain't talk about Drake and the goddamn DM.
Nigga.
So,
Hey, you know what?
Hey man, listen, that's a flex.
Bring y'all on.
That's a
Hey,
flex.
that's some shit that I would do. I ain't even gonna.
That's
I
a
ain't gonna
flex.
hold you.
Don't fu- hey,
I ain't gonna
don't-
hold you. I do shit like
listen,
that.
That's a whole flex right there.
hey, man, listen.
That man
I
said,
love it.
I'm gonna follow your lady, and I'm gonna introduce her to some things. I'm like, that's crazy. And then like, I guess apparently their relationship is went left for
I
him.
don't know.
It was in his feelings.
Oh, more tea, y'all.
What happened?
So y'all can see.
Michael B. Jordan.
No.
Who is that? Wait a minute.
Michael
What's
B.
happening?
Jordan.
Man.
What do you do?
I've been hearing that for years too.
What did he
Saying
do?
it's opposed to saying it says life of being the DL boyfriend.
Yeah.
Stop. Okay. Yeah. We're not gonna do no rumors.
We're not gonna do that.
Rumors,
We're not
I ain't
rumors.
doing that today,
No
but I
rumors.
ain't heard that for years too.
We're not
No
gonna do that.
rumors. Oh, I got one more. Just a quick. Did y'all see Little Duval with the 2 trans bodyguards last weekend?
Yeah.
You said Lil Duval?
Lil Duval posted with his bodyguard that was flexing. The bodyguard's like flexing. He was like, the crazy thing is, what if I told you that they both were born as women or something like that?
Yeah.
Like,
He
didn't-
equal opportunity employer. He ain't just you know.
He didn't make fun of them. He disparaged them. He hired them. He took them around DC Young Fly and Chico Bean. And the post did not seem like he was trying to demean them. It was just them being shocked that they used to be women. And I thought that was, it's really weird.
I'm gonna check that out.
I think I'm just a champion of like people who get fucked over at this point because niggas get fucked over all the time. So I hate seeing anybody get fucked over. But yeah. Anywho's,
Sleep. Where can people hit you up at, man?
Hey man, if you want to hit me up
Slumber
on
Party,
Twitter,
the Slumber Party, your Slumber Party crew.
Hey, I love y'all, man.
I love that name for your supporters.
Thank you. I'm gonna get
supporters. Crazy motherfucker.
I'm gonna get Daryl to give me a budget for some shirts, and I'm gonna get y'all some shirts, man.
The Slumber Party T-shirt.
I love that. I love that.
They're gonna have a pillow on it, and it's gonna say Slumber Party with like a $. This shit gonna be hard. I got y'all. Anywho, you can hit me up on Twitter at Gotta Go to Sleep with the little underscore thing, and on Instagram just Gotta Go to Sleep. Please fuck with me. I love when y'all talk to me. That shit's amazing.
Doja. Dojaites have kind of been, they leave like rats.
Hey man, listen, dog. Stop asking me dumb shit. Okay, I'm just gonna look. Hey, I'm not gonna be sitting here doing no comments and why would you do that shit? Because it happened. So maybe you need to like talk to Sleepy. He might be better. He might, fuck with y'all.
So you saying everybody just need to move to the Slumber Party?
Yeah, move to Slumber Party. Doja's closed for the season. No more Doja.
Listen, man.
Okay,
hey, man.
No, I ain't giving no more smoke. That's what it was. Come smoke with Doja. Come smoke. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Hey,
listen, my Instagram is on the handle. It's Doja. You put the underscores underneath every letter. But yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter.
No. Hey, please spell your name because they be spelling your name all kind of ways.
No. If you look in the comments, though, Sleepy, they
but if you read.
Hey, they spell his name like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
They
try to be smart.
DIER. I'd be like, bro, like, what are y'all doing?
Nigga, just smell the name.
It's Doja. It's like it sounds. D_O_S_I_A. Doja. I'm on Instagram. I'm not gonna read your fucking comments talking crazy. Why would you do that? You letting us down. Who letting who down? I don't know you, bro. Fucking
a part of me wants you to lean into it though, Doja, and just go and be full out villain. Like a part of me wants you.
He on the way, bro. He's on the way. He just said,
"Why you let no? Somebody like whoever that was.
Here we go. This is the beginning of the villain.
Found my Instagram, DM me talking about something. Yeah, you let me down. Yeah, I answered back. I'm like, yeah, find you a new hero, my nigga. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, so listen. Hey.
Wrong with you?
Hey.
Don't play with sleep. Gotta go to sleep. Go take you a nap with the sleep bite. What's it called? The sleep
Slumber
pillows.
party.
Pillow, $ P Diddy, Pop Diddy, P Diddy. Yeah.
That man, so man. Hey, listen, I appreciate y'all. Without y'all listening, we just doing this shit for fun, and it is fun. But I appreciate y'all listening. Don't listen to him. He
Shout
just
out to
doing
Hennessy.
shit.
Shout out to
Don't
Hennessy
pay
on
him
the
no
car. Hennessy on the car. That's the new
All right,
name.
our guest Dom. Where can
That
people
was
hit you up?
Sour.
And where can you check out the Whiskey and
Hennessy.
Shine Moonshine podcast?
Or VSOP.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Dom, and you can follow, like, subscribe, and share the podcast. It's called Whiskey Sour. You can just search
I
Whiskey
don't know why I
Sour.
said moonshine. My bad.
I don't know. I thought you was being funny.
No, I really
thought
wasn't.
you
In my mind, it was like, man, I was like, man, it'd be dope.
Moonshine.
I was like, nigga, I don't drink that shit, so I just thought it was a joke. So,
No, I wasn't.
you know, like, subscribe and share the podcast. It's like you guys said, it's like it wouldn't be possible without you guys. And I love when you guys send me messages. I love when we have like dope conversations. Just don't fucking be weird. And you know, it's nice meeting people. Like, I met a couple of fans yesterday. And everybody's been super polite and supportive. And
what they supposed to be though, Dom? Like,
no, people get weird. People get weird. I've had this conversation with several of my like friends that are bigger, you know, household names, and I'm like, how, you know, and you try to be nice to everybody. I will say that I will pretty much respond to every post that I get. I see the requests. I try to respond to them. But once I respond, things sometimes go left very fast.
I've had a couple conversations where
they go left very fast, and it's uncomfortable. And then I have to be a bitch, and then I don't like that.
it's the doja.
That's why when they ask you dumb shit in your fucking DMs, hey dog, find you a puppy, go play with somebody.
Yeah, I'm like, so, and like I said, like a lot of the conversations always start off, all of them start off nice. And then it gets weird and creepy.
For all you weird supporters that's fucking with Whiskey Sour, go play on the anthill butt naked. And then holler at gotta go to sleep bites and with a $sign so damn pillowcase. All that.
Slumber party, baby. Hey, get you a sleeping bag.
Yes.
You gotta do the sleeping bag.
Harrison Barnes. Yeah.
Get you a sleeping bag, baby.
Hold on, sidebar. Did y'all know that Glenn Big Baby Davis is doing comedy? Because somehow I missed this, and then I saw him do stand up the other day. Yes. I was at Chocolate Sundays. Yeah. And then seriously, I was at Chocolate Sundays. And they did the first impressions, and he was in that group. He was like the closer of that group. Like, apparently he's been doing comedy for a minute. And I asked my homeboy, and he was like, "Oh, you must know the nigga. You referring to him as Glenn." I was like, "Well, that's the nigga's name."
Where's he
like, I'm not calling no grown man, Big Baby. Like, the fuck?
Oh, he goes by Big Baby for his comedy name?
No, it's like Glenn, like how it was in the league, like Glenn Big Baby, you know. And then I was like, I thought this nigga was in jail, but he got a joke about that in his set. Like, he talked about the healthcare thing. He's like, I can't read or write. I can barely read or write. So how the fuck I'm gonna do a healthcare scheme? I was like, okay, but still.
Is he funny?
Yeah, he's an NBA champion.
He was pretty, you know, he's getting there.
Better than T.I.? He better than T.I.?
I've never seen T.I. do stand up, but for what I know and knowing who, you know, where he come from, I was like, you know what, making the pivot, he was pretty solid.
That's dope. Okay, I support people doing that.
Yeah, I was like, I did laugh. I wasn't quiet.
Yeah,
so,
and you know what, I changed my mind. Next time you got an opening, I would love to come back on Whiskey Sour. I had a great time. I just like giving you a hard time because I know you in real life.
I know.
So, I had a great time. You were a fantastic hostess. I apologize. Had a great time.
Listen, I'm telling you, the world, they ain't ready for me.
But we need to get a new crew for the Dojites. Maybe we have a new tangent.
Go play with Sleepy.
I'm sorry.
No. Hey, girl, we need to get
slapped fucking with me. You go get slapped up. Go play with Sleepy. I'm not the one.
Wow.
Go play with Sleepy.
Suge Knight. Okay, Suge Knight.
Go play with Sleepy.
My man started to Suge Knight just now.
Doja.
All right, so that means if some shit go down out here, I'm calling, hey, Doja. So they out here.
Hey.
And the thing is, though, don't walk up on Doja.
Whoever that,
Way bigger than what y'all think.
comment talking about some yo, you letting all the males down. Cool, bro. That's what's up. Go find you somebody.
Somebody told you that. Now, isn't it interesting how you become the Rosetta Stone for your entire species? Like my homeboy, my homeboy Mike, right? So that be happening to him all the time. And people be sending messages and be like, yeah, man, you be capping for, that LGBT, that gay shit. And yeah, it's because somebody fucking in your ass. So somebody told him to, like, yesterday or today, like, suck my dick or I'm like some weird shit. Yo, why this nigga find the person's job and like report the information? I'm like, you know what? Y'all stop playing with people.
That's how we playing.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't come over here.
Let me find out where you work at.
Yeah, I'm like,
call real quick.
But yeah, so
okay.
But like, subscribe and share the podcast. You can follow me on, if you want to just look at my photos and stuff, it is St. Angelus. That's SAINT, Angelus, not angels. And I have a website as well. I have a candle line, and that is saint-angelus.com/candles. And that's all I got for you.
Ooh, we got a straight up YouTube coming soon, y'all. Not to say we're leaving the network. We're not leaving the network.
No, it's just gonna be their own page.
But we about to kind of branch out a little bit. Y'all have been supporting us, and hey, I appreciate it. Maybe Doja don't, but I do. Because y'all have now put us into a position.
You ain't have to do that. Why you do that?
Hey,
come on, man.
You talking about punching people, bro? You just said you was gonna punch somebody. Right?
If somebody came up to you or you was at work talking about you letting people down. What? Has
that happened to you? That happened to you at your job?
I just told you, dude was in my DM talking about you letting.
That's not at your job, though. You just went real extreme. You went real extreme.
Hold on, stop. Somebody listen to the podcast and say you let people down.
Yeah, like what?
I thought this was the comments on YouTube. That means people will come and press you personally.
Lord.
Hey man, we gotta get out of here.
Y'all playing around, go get somebody slapped. I ain't playing.
I look. Okay, Doja included.
It's all for the games. Why Doja ain't on the show? The SOLC.
We love y'all, but don't be weird, as Dom said.
Don't be fucking weird. We want to get to everybody.
Go play with Sleepy.
Doja.
Go play with Sleepy. He got time apparently. Go play with Sleepy.
Please don't tell Doja.
Please don't play with Sleepy. Go to Twitter and tweet him. I have not been on Twitter in some years. Go tweet all that. Retweet him so he'll see it. And then start a whole conversation with him.
I just want to be like Dom and have good conversations with people who listen to the podcast.
Hey,
as long as you are, hey, love y'all, man. Love y'all.